Hello friends, welcome back in the channel of Clinical Care Insight. We have started a chapter in microbiology. The name of chapter is host-parasite relationship. Fine. And in this chapter, till now we have studied about the normal flora, the organisms, the microorganisms specifically, which living in or on us peacefully. Fine. And they are not harmful under the normal physiologic conditions, rather they are beneficial for us. Fine, we are already familiar with now the term normal flora, and we use some of the alternative words like normal flora. We said it is present in the old textbook. Now it is replaced by the microbiome, human microbiome, also called as human microbiota. Fine, also called as the human microflora. So in today's lectures, we will deal with how this normal flora is distributed. Fine, because we said you can say the one statement in previous lecture that inside us, the tissue, you can say the histological composition is not you can say the symmetrical, or you can say it is not like the equally, you can say, formed. Fine, the all different you can say the regions of the body have the different biochemical nature. Fine, they have the different kind of, you can say, the movement they have the different kind of, you can say, the enzymes functions. So not all the parts of the body, you can say, harbor the same kind of, you can say, the microflora. Are you getting my points? Yeah. So it means that the diversity, there are diversity of the microorganisms. Okay, there are diversity of the microorganism, and these all microorganisms you can say stay in a specific part of the body. Okay, so let's see today's our lecture outline. First we will deal with the distribution of normal flora, okay, which we have already we discussed, that those parts which are actively interacting with the environment. Okay, there is a higher chance. Fine, there is a higher chance for the, you can say, this microflora to reside there. Understood? No problem. So once again we will see those sites. Fine, then we will see about the oral microbiota. Fine, in the oral cavity what kind of you can say the beneficial microorganisms are living. Then we will see in the eye, lung, skin. Okay, and among all these, one of the, you can say, largest microbiota, okay, and the functional microbiota is gut microbiota, isn't it? Is a gut microbiota. So we will have the detailed discussion over the gut microbiota. So let's begin today's class. Fine. So first we will see that distribution. As I said, those part which is interacting with the external environment, okay, they have a higher chance to, you can say, harbor or nurture these microbiomes. Fine, the normal flora. So write it down. As far as the distribution is concerned, fine, external parts play a great role. External parts, or you can say those parts. Fine, I'm not you can say confining entirely the external part. External part means those parts which are actively interacting with the environment. You know that the first part, as you are observing, including me, is our mouth. Fine, so mouth harbors this normal flora. Apart from that, you know that your GIT, gastrointestinal tract, fine, your respiratory tract, fine. Apart from that, our eyes, okay. Then can you tell me the other parts which are involved? Yeah, don't see this. Any other part? Yeah, very good. It's the urogenital tract. Fine, no problem. Remember The GIT is referred as a gut. So don't confuse the word gut and GIT. The GIT is referred as a gut. Fine. So these are some of the parts. These are some of the parts. You can say for knowledge purpose, remember this gut is predominant in harboring these natural or normal flora. Fine. It is a predominant, means most of the microbiota, the gut, you can say, are nurturing. Fine. They are harboring. So you can write it down. It's a here the most, you can say, most prevalent microbiota. Okay, it's the most prevalent microbiota. And if we talked about, and then secondary to the gut, it's a mouth. Fine. After the gut, the mouth harbors most microbiota. So you can say it's a secondary, okay, larger house. And if we talked about the less, then it's your respiratory. Initially, you can say the doctors were thinking that our lungs is a sterile organ, as our kidney is, as our spleen is. But now our research shows this respiratory system, mainly we are talking about the lungs, okay, they also nurture some of the microflora. Fine. You heard about the mycobacterium, okay, microbacterium. These microbacteriums, you can say, is a part of normal flora. It's a part of normal flora. And simultaneously, you remember the lungs, okay, they harbor less microbiota or normal flora. Are you getting my points? Once again, yeah, we are discussing the distribution of microorganisms. Fine. Which type of microorganisms? Those microorganisms which are living in us peacefully, which are living in or on us peacefully. Fine. And those type of microorganisms we are referred as a microbiome, okay, microbiota, microflora and normal flora. These are the simultaneous, you can say, interchangeable word. Fine. Then we said, okay, if we talked about the distribution of these microflora, normal flora, those parts which are interacting with the environment, they harbor, they nurtures these microflora. Fine. Then those part we seen is our mouth, the oral cavity. Fine. And then we seen the GIT, gut. Okay. The gut is one of the, you can say, largest nurturing area for these microflora. Okay. Then we seen the respiratory, the lungs, okay, the one of the dominant bacteria is a mycobacterium. Fine. Then eyes, okay, eyes, if you talked about the eyes, then remember the conjunctiva harbors this, you can say, the microflora, because your tears containing the lysozyme, that's the bactericidal property, okay. So they won't allow to overgrow these microorganisms. But this conjunctiva, they harbor some of the microfloric organism. Now, then we have the urinogenital tract. Fine. This also harbors some of the microflora. Now, we understood, okay, these parts are the sites. Fine. But what are the use? Why we are studying the distribution of microorganisms? Is there any logic behind understanding this distribution of normal flora or microflora throughout the body? Yeah? Anything coming in your mind regarding this? Why we are studying the distribution? Fine. Why we are studying? Remember, we are studying the distribution of normal flora or microflora because if this microflora or normal flora may disturb by some of the, you can say, pathology, okay, by some of kind of, you can say, the stimulus, if they got disturbed, and if we know the particular area where the, you can say, the particular kind of microflora is present, then it's easy to, you can say, treat. It's easy to provide the treatment. Are you getting my points? Not? Okay, no problem. See, suppose, this is our eyes. Okay, this is our eye, and here the bacteria which are residing in this conjunctival region, is called as S. aureus. Okay, S. aureus. And if we know that these bacteria, they are living here, okay, it means we are also studying this bacterial characteristics. We know the bacterial characteristics, what kind of signs and symptoms they can appear. So if this part of eyes got affected, okay, this part of eye got affected, then we have some of the insight that okay, maybe the normal flora of this area, the conjunctival area that is resided, or you can say captured by this S. aureus, okay, maybe it get disturbed. So we can provide the appropriate kind of treatment immediately. Are you getting my points? Yeah. The second thing is that we studied in our previous lecture, some of the time there will be a dysbiosis. Yeah? Dysbiosis. Dysbiosis means disturbance, okay? Disturbance in normal flora. Yeah? Disturbance in normal flora. What I mean by the disturbance in the normal flora? Disturbance in the normal flora means by the activity, or you can say by the action of some of the antibiotics. Yeah, by the action of the antibiotics, by the action of the diet we are taking. Yeah, or you can say by the action of the bad habits, okay, or you can say your habitual practice, some of the habits, okay. They can disturb the normal, you can say, environment of this microflora that we refer as a symbiosis. Symbiosis means peaceful relationship. It refers peaceful relationship between this normal flora, okay, and us. That's a human, okay. It's a peaceful, you can say, the relationship, fine. But whenever there will be a, you can say, the rigorous antibiotic therapy, okay, if your diet pattern is changed, maybe your sleep pattern, that's your habit, okay, your habit is changed, then by all these activity, okay, by this all activity, this symbiosis, you can say, relationship, this harmonious relationship got disturbed, result into dysbiosis. Are you getting my points? Okay, result into the dysbiosis. Now, and if we know the possible, you can say, locations where these normal floras are present, fine, we can treat immediately. We can treat immediately. Fine, no problem. Now, one thing you also keep in your mind, that if the external agents, fine, in the form of foreign particles, in the form of the another microorganisms, if they come to this environment, okay, they come into this conjunctival region, okay, then there is a chances, okay, there is a chances to displace the normal organisms which is presenting here, the normal microbiota, okay. So one of the reason of the dysbiosis is the displacement, and we already have discussion that why these displacements occur, because any organism which coming in our body, why they are coming for the nutrition purpose. Whenever they are residing in us, they are not, you can say, we feel the disturbance, fine, we feel the disturbance, but those organisms, they are not encoded to disturb us, they just come for the nutrition purpose, and while they are getting the nutrition, while they are extracting the nutrition, they are harming our normal cells, fine, our normal this microbiota, and we feel certain disturbance that is manifested as a sign and symptoms, fine. So the organisms, external organism is coming, and there is a chances to displace this organism, fine, and there will be a dysbiosis. So remember, dysbiosis is the disturbance in the harmonious, or you can say the lovely relationship between this normal flora and human, understood? And this lovely relationship between the humans and normal flora is referred as a symbiosis. Am I clear? No problem? You have any doubt? Yeah? No? Shall move ahead? Okay. Now, what we do, we will take one part of this distributed, you can say, the normal floras, okay, and discuss that what kind of organisms are living there. What kind of organisms are living there. Remember, as I said previously, that the microflora represents all type of microorganisms. It may be the bacteria, it may be the virus, it may be the protist, fine, it may be the fungi, okay, it may be some of the phases, it may be some of the microorganisms, or I'm saying as a micro animals, clearly. But if you want to categorize all these, that bacteria are the one who are most prevalent, fine. So generally I am referring the bacteria, okay, but remember there is presence of other organisms also in the microflora, okay. So now let's start with the mouth. Let's start with the mouth. See, mouth alone have the diverse, you can say the kind of this normal flora. It have the diverse kind of normal flora, and you know that oral cavity is divided. Yeah, oral cavity is divided it by the parts. There is presence of the salivary gland. There is presence of the tongue surface. There is a teeth parts division. Are you getting my points? Yeah. So each parts contain the different kind of microflora, but there are certain common microflora. There are certain common microflora which we are discussing now, and this distributed microflora is referred as an oral microbiota. Oral microbiota. Okay. Now, the first is Streptococcus aureus. Fine. Another you should write it down is Streptococcus mutans. Okay. Another one you should write it as epididymis. Okay, epididymis. These are three, you can say, the bacteria, okay, which is a part of oral microbiota, which is a part of normal human microbiota. Now, and then what is, you can say, this is normally present, fine. They are using the content which is present in our mouth, especially the lactose, fine. And some of the time what happened, there will be a plaque formation. There will be a plaque formation when you provide the excessive nutrient in the form of sucrose, or if you consuming the too much, you can say the sugar derived food, then this Streptococcus mutans, this one, okay, it will produce the plaque. It will produce the plaque over the teeth. It will produce the plaque over the teeth. Understood? No problem? Now, about the Staphylococcus epidermis, remember, whenever sometimes what happens, there will be a problem in the teeth, okay, and doctor suggests for the surgery, fine. So there will be a dental surgery. So sometimes what happens, due to the dental surgery, this normal floric organism, okay, it will come into the blood, okay, it will come into blood and result into one disease that is called as endocarditis. Endocarditis means inflammation of endometrium of heart. Inflammation of endometrium of the heart. So these are the two, you can say, known problem by our normal flora. But remember, they are not doing by their, you can say, the normal routine, okay. They are doing just because you are providing the too much, you can say, sugar derived food to your mouth, and you know that this bacteria use those lactose as a nutrient, fine. But if there will be a more sugar content, okay, then the growth of these Staphylococcus mutans become high, okay, result into the plaque formation. The another one is Staphylococcus epididymis, okay. Staphylococcus epididymis, okay, it's not M, epididymis, okay, and it will sometimes during the dental surgery there is a potential chance to transfer this bacteria into the bloodstream, okay, result into the fatal endocarditis. It's a serious consequence, serious clinical problem. Now, once you understand about the mouth microbiota, let's go with understanding the eye. Okay, understanding the eye. Eye, mainly the conjunctiva part. Okay, if we're talking about the eye microbiota, then remember the conjunctiva. It is the part where these microfloras are residing. Okay, and if you want that how their growth, this microorganisms growth, microfloric growth is inhibited. Their micro growth not become over you can say number, just because we have the lacrimal glands in eye which producing the tears, and you know that tears containing the lysozyme, yeah, and it is a antibacterial, so they won't allow too much growth of these organisms. Okay, and the names of the eye is two. The first, Staphylococcus aureus, okay, and second one is the Streptococcus mutans. Fine, only the epididymis, they are not present in the eye, but these two are present. Okay, and sometimes you know that the external agent, okay, they attack this conjunctiva, okay, and this normal Staphylococcus aureus, okay, they are not you can say able to fight. Fine, they become you can say not dominant, okay, but initially they will fight with those external organisms, but unfortunately if they will you can say they have the failure in fighting, that result into the disease called as the conjunctivitis. There will be inflammation in this conjunctiva. Are you getting my points? No problem. Now, once you understood the microfloric organism which is present in the eye, let's go with understanding the lungs. Okay, the organisms, this microfloric organism which is present in the lungs. About the lungs, you just remember initially the doctors thought the lungs is a sterile environment. Fine, sterile environment means microbial free ambience. These lungs, they don't have the microbes, but now this is disproved, okay, by the you can say research of some of the microorganisms which is present, and the first one is your mycobacterium. Okay, they are normally living in the lungs. Okay, they are normally present in the lungs. Apart from that, there is a corneobacterium. They are also present in the lungs. Understood? Now, what we studied? We studied about the oral microbiota, the eye, okay, lungs. Now, come with the skin. What do you think? The skin is a first, because as I said previously that these normal floric organisms we acquired, okay, from this environment. Initially we were born as a sterile, but then we interact with certain food, okay, we interact with certain organisms, we interact with the other humans, okay, and fortunately, I'm not saying it's unfortunately, fortunately we acquired this microfloric organism, or normal you can say the flora. Now the question arises, is this normal flora is present in every, you can say, humans, the same microflora is present in every humans? Then answer is no. Since it is dependent upon the interaction with environment, it means you know that environment is not a constant. Environment is not a constant throughout this planet. Fine. The you can say the intensity of sunlight is varies. Yeah, intensity of sunlight is varies. There is a seasonal variation. So all these things contribute different type of you can say microfloric organism is present in different regions people's body. Okay, and you know that skin is the first part of our body which interact with the environment. Am I right? Yeah, skin is the first part of our body which interact with the external environment. Okay, it means the different reason, okay, the different reason peoples have different kind of you can say this microfloric organisms. Okay, different kind of microfloric organism. Getting the points? Yeah. Now, so there are certain you can say organism which is present. You can just write it down: the Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, and Staphylococcus. Okay, write it down: the Staphylococcus, Streptococcus. Okay, and one of the Streptococcus is Streptococcus propionibacterium. Propionibacterium. Okay, you will see later on in this you can say the channel when we will upload a lecture on acne. Okay, acne is like a pimple. Okay, it's a pimple, and this Streptococcus propionibacterium, okay, this is natural part of our normal flora. It is present in the skin. Okay, or you can say the deeper part of the skin. Are you getting my point? It is present deeper part of the skin, and when there will be a blockage in pliosebaceous duct. Okay, there will be a you can say blockage in the pliosebaceous duct. Okay, then that result into the acne formation. These are the hairs which is present over our skin. Okay, and there are layers of skin: epidermis, dermis, you know, it is divided. Okay, and this is the duct, and here is your sebaceous gland. Okay, sebaceous gland produce this sebum, okay, which is coming through this duct, and this duct is called as the pliosebaceous duct. Okay, and here normally this propionibacterium, they are living. Fine, they are living and driving their nutrition from this sebum constituents. So what happened due to the overproduction under the effect of certain puberty hormones? Fine, the sebaceous gland become over functional. Okay, and there will be overgrowth of this propionibacterium that will block this pliosebaceous duct and result into the acne formation. Understand? No problem. Now, once we understood about the skin microbiota, let's go and understand about the gut microbiota. As I said, gut, or you can say the GIT, is one of the dominant part, okay, or playing one of the dominant role in harboring or nurturing these normal floric organisms. Okay, normal floric organisms. Now, that's the one reason I could find out why our, you can say the gut, why our gut welcoming, or you can say the nurturing that much kind of organism, because guts have too many, you can say, nutrition. Okay, it's have the too many nutrition all the time. Okay, so that's the one reason to harbor that much organisms. So about the gut, it is also called as gastrointestinal tract. Fine. And the point which we have to understand is that it is one of the most dominant part Okay, most dominant part. Why? Which form? Why they are most dominant? They are most dominant just because they have the plenty of nutrition. Plenty of nutrition. Okay. Now, this gut, okay, it have here the microflora, okay, here the microflora, it interact with our brain, okay, the microflora which is present in the gut, okay, it that interact with our brain, and it interact, basically it sends some of the messages, for optimum digestion and absorption, fine. And this interaction between the brain, I can say the central nervous system, with these gut microfloric organisms or gut microbiota is termed as a gut microbiota brain axis. Yeah, is it interesting? Gut microbiota brain axis, okay. I'm just highlighting it because it's worth to understand, it's very useful to understand. This through this gut microbiota brain axis, what is happening? From our GIT, there will be a sending of some of the messages, okay, to the higher system, okay, to the higher system. This there will be a sending of some of the signals, biochemical signals, okay, write it down, biochemical signals, okay. From the GIT, you know that here there is a lot of, I should change the color first of all, okay. There is a lot of microfloric organisms are living. Remember, the stomach have less, okay, this microfloric organism, just because stomach produce one of the acid that's called the hydrochloric acid, and that's a fatal, okay. If there will be increase in the secretion of this in HCl, if there will be increase in the secretion of HCl, then this microfloric organisms got disturbance. There will be a dyssymbiosis, okay, dysbiosis. So for that, these organisms, they know, they are very clever. They don't they are not too much in number in the stomach region, but they are most, you can say, present in your duodenal region, colonal region, and the large intestine. Okay, are you getting my points? And from here, always the signals, okay, the message is going to the higher system, the nervous system, okay. And I don't know you heard about or not, there is a one separate system for our GIT, okay. Do you know it? Yeah, it's called as the enteric nervous system. Enteric nervous system. It is also called as the brain of our GIT. It's a brain of GIT. It will only work for our GIT, gastrointestinal tract. Understanding? So by the, you can say, the efferent nerves, the message is sending, okay, the biochemical sending to the higher system. For what purpose? For the purpose to secrete certain hormones, okay, which enhance the digestion process, which enhance, you can say, the immune process, which enhance the absorption process, fine. So there will be not a one way, you can say, the talk, there will be a two-way talk. The brain will also respond. The brain will also respond to the certain, you can say, glands, intestinal gland, fine, which is present in our GIT. And this bidirectional axis is called as the gut microbiota brain axis. gut microbiota brain axis. Now what are the use for studying this gut microbiota brain axis? The use is you heard about the disease called as the irritable bowel syndrome. Yeah, irritable bowel syndrome. Okay, in this disease, okay, also called as IBS, you came across this disease in the book IBS, fine. So in this disease there will be a disruption, in this biochemical signals, this sending biochemical signals. There will be a you can say problem. Apart from it, there are other diseases. Okay, it is confirmed that in the irritable bowel syndrome, there is a disturbance, there is a dyssymbiosis of this normal floric organism, or there will be you can say the problem in microbiota. Okay, microbiota. Apart from that, there are research which shows that this lining, as you are seeing, this lining of our small intestine or large intestine, okay, for their integrity maintenance, okay, their tissue maintenance, these microfloric organism, they are providing the fatty acids. Okay, they are providing the fatty acids. Basically, these microorganisms, we are consuming the lot of dietary fibers. Yeah, dietary fibers, and you don't have any enzyme which digests the these dietary fibers. Fine, but for you can say the optimum digestion, you need the dietary fiber. Okay, so our food which we are consuming contain the dietary fiber, but these dietary fibers we don't have enzyme to digest. Then who will, you can say, digest it? Basically, these microorganisms, this microflora, not digest it, rather they fermentate it. Okay, there will be a fermentation. There will be a fermentation by the activity of this normal floric organism. Okay, and through this fermentation, there will be a release of free fatty acid chain. Okay, free fatty acid chain. Now, this free fatty acid chain is utilized by this gut, you can say gut lining for their growth. Now, if due to some you can say if due to the some pathology, fine, if due to the some antibiotic therapy, this organisms, this normal floric organism which is normally present in our GIT, it got disturbed, okay, result into the cancer formation. So one of the reason for the colon cancer, yeah, colorectal cancer, rectal cancer, it's not confirmed entirely, but research shows that colorectal cancer, and the colorectal cancer appear, okay, then there is a chances, okay, there is a chances of the disturbance in colon microbiota. Colon microbiota got disturbed. Okay. Now, it means if we modulate, if we know the distribution of these microorganisms, if we know that this kind of microorganisms are present in these parts, so somehow if we modulate these organisms, means we can treat the underlying diseases. Okay, that's play a role in the underlying the diseases. Okay, and you know that imagination sometimes become reality. Most of the time become reality. So there are treatments, okay, there are treatments by which we are again establishing the normal microbiota in the body parts. Fine, normal microbiota in the body parts. We are referring as a total replacement. Total replacement. So there are therapies which are specifically, you can say, the targeting to establish the normal harmonious environment of these organisms. Are you getting my points? No problem. and this axis, this bidirectional axis, this is called as the gut microbiota brain axis. Understanding? No problem. Now let's summarize what we studied. We studied that the gut microbiota harbors most of the, you can say, the normal floric organism. Okay, now one of the reason to harboring this much amount of organism is this GIT or our gut contain plenty of nutrients. Okay, so it offers the plenty of the nutrients to this microfloric organism. It means microfloric organisms basically live peacefully in us. Fine. Then we studied that there is one axis between our gut, okay, and the brain, okay, and that is called as the gut microbiota brain axis. Okay, this axis is a bidirectional axis. From the gut, the biochemical signals is going in a higher system, the brain, okay, and in turn brain will send one appropriate kind of response, and it will either stimulate the glands or either suppress the gland. Understanding? One of the, you can say, the pathologies which doctors could find out, researchers could already find it, is the irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Okay, in the IBS there will be a dysbiosis of normal flora, normal microbiota. Okay, and there are also some of the research shows that in the colorectal cancer there will be a disturbance in the colon microbiota, because we are consuming the dietary fibers, okay, and we don't have any enzyme which digest these dietary fibers. So these dietary fibers, they are fermented, or we can say digested by some of the microfloric organism, by some of the microfloric organism. Okay, and these microfloric organisms are basically present in the GIT parts. They are providing this GIT parts free fatty acid, free fatty acid, which is, you can say, useful, okay, which is useful for the underlying epithelium of GIT. GIT epithelium also need energy. Okay, so for obtaining the energy they need the substrate. Okay, and this free fatties, they love to use this free fatty acid which is obtained from the fermentation of this microfloric organism, fermentation done by this microfloric organism. Okay, apart from that, there is a suspicion. Okay, researchers suspect that in the stress, okay, in the stress, in the some of the diseases like the Alzheimer, okay, in the depression, okay, in the case of schizophrenia, all diseases, there will be a disturbance in this gut microbiota brain axis, or you can say the normal floric organism. Understanding? No problem? Yeah. And if you write down the names, certain, you can say the names. The one of the name is lactobacillus, then clostridium and E. coli. Write it down, the name of bacteria present: E. coli, okay, lactobacillus. There are more than 100 trillions normal floric organisms present alone in the gut only, and clostridium. Fine. And about the urinogenital tract, remember the vagina, they have the normal, you can say, microfloric organism, and sometimes it got disturbed, and result into the overgrowth of Clostridium difficile. Okay, no problem. So let's conclude today's class. In today's class, we studied about the distribution of normal flora throughout the body. Okay, we discussed in our eyes, okay, in the skin, in the mouth. Okay, then we studied in the lungs, skin, and then we seen about the gut, you can say the gut microbiota distribution. Fine, and we seen one of the axis that's called as the gut microbiota axis. So thank you for having me. Bye. Have a nice day.